Hey there! For today's practice, if you don't have super flexible hamstrings, I suggest having a yoga strap, or something similar like a belt, a jump rope, a long pair of pants. You might also want a couple blocks to help you reach the floor. And if you don't have blocks, books are also great as well. Once you have what you need, begin to make your way onto your back. We will start just as we would finish class in corpse pose, Shavasana. Have your arms down by your sides, flip your palms to face up, and close your eyes. Begin to tune inward. Relax your forehead, release your jaw. Let your fingers curl naturally. In today's practice, we will be focusing on opening the hips and the hamstrings, but because everything is connected, opening the hips and hamstrings will also help to decrease any back pain, especially in the lower back. Hip openers are also great for helping to release any emotional tension. Hips are a place where humans will naturally hang on to any negative feelings, pent-up emotions. So as we flow today, I ask you to just stay present with yourself and listen to what your body is telling you, not just physically, but also emotionally. If you'd like to set an intention for your practice today, go ahead and set one. And then we'll take a couple deep breaths together. Begin by exhaling everything out, completely empty out. And starting from your belly, take a deep inhale through your nose, fill up your entire front body. Pause at the top of your breath. Big open mouth sigh, let it go. Again, pausing at the bottom of your breath. Take another deep, slow inhale through the nose, feeling everything expand. Find stillness at the top of your breath. And exhale, release. One more time, take a deep, slow inhale through your nose. And as you exhale, begin to hug your right knee into your chest. Use your arms to create a few hip circles moving in one direction. And then reverse your circles. When you're ready, keep your right knee in close to your chest and cross your right knee over to the left for a gentle twist. Open your right arm out to the side and turn your gaze towards the right shoulder. Keep pressing both shoulders down evenly as you twist. Inhale, bring your knee back to center. And then from here, we are going to straighten both legs. If you have open hamstrings, you can simply interlace your fingers behind your right leg. Or, if your hamstrings are a little bit harder to reach, grab your strap or your long object and place it around the arch of your right foot. Begin with both legs straight, flex both heels away from you, pulling all 10 toes back towards your face. As you deeply inhale, bend your right knee into your chest. As you exhale, straighten the right leg. A few more. Inhale, bend the knee. Try to keep your thigh as close to you as you can as you straighten. Exhale. Inhale, bend. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, lengthen. Inhale, knee to chest. Exhale, reach your heel away from you. Again, inhale, bend your knee. And exhale, lengthen the right leg. Now keep both legs long as you gently hug the right knee, your right leg, into your chest a little closer. And then release and shake it out. You can move the strap over to the left side and start by hugging your left knee into your chest. Again, take your arms and move your leg in a few circles, just releasing the hip. Reverse direction. When you're ready, keep your left leg in close to you, cross your knee over to the right, open up your left arm and gaze towards the left shoulder, twist. Both shoulders pressing down into your mat. Inhale, bring your knee back to center. And again, either interlace your fingers behind your left leg or grab your strap and wrap it around the arch of your left foot. Start with both legs straight, reaching both heels away from you. Inhale, bend the left knee down. Exhale, straighten the left leg. Inhale, bend. Keep the thigh as close to you as you can. Exhale, lengthen. Again, inhale, bend. Exhale, reach. Really use your breath to help you here. Inhale, knee to chest. Exhale, long leg. One more time. Inhale, bend. And exhale, stretch. Keep the legs straight as you hug the leg a little closer to your chest. And then you'll slowly release, move the strap out of your way. And you can shake your legs out and then hug your knees into your chest. Take a few rocks side to side or circles, massaging your lower back. And then you'll start to rock back and forth, up and down the length of your spine. Take a few rocks, or as many rocks as you need, until you eventually rock all the way up to sitting. Once you're seated, you can either roll to one side or flip over your shins and meet me on all fours. Hands and knees. Shoulders stacked over your wrists, knees, hips width apart, spread your fingers. Inhale, drop the belly down, reach your chest forward, arch. Exhale, push the ground away, round your spine. Inhale, cow pose, chest forward, tailbone back. Exhale, dome your back into cat pose. Again, inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, cow pose, and exhale, cat pose. Inhale, pause with a neutral spine. Bring your big toes together, separate your knees wide, and sit back into child's pose, belly resting between your thighs. As you deeply inhale, feel your back and your ribs expand. As you exhale, melt your chest closer to the mat. Continue this deep breathing, maybe starting to establish your Ujjayi breath if you haven't already. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Allow yourself to hear your own breath. On your next inhale, walk your hands off to the right, off of your mat. Reach your left fingers a little further as you hug the left hip back. Feel a side stretch here. Inhale, walk across your mat all the way off to the left. Reach your right fingers a little further as the right hip roots back. Inhale, walk your hands back to the middle. Stay in the center as you exhale. On your next inhale, shift forward onto your hands, pull your knees in, tuck your toes under, and exhale your hips high, downward facing dog. You can take a few pedals here, bending one knee and then the other, opening up the calves and the Achilles. Your fingers are spread, and you're pushing the mat away, long spine. If you're still pedaling, begin to find stillness in your pose. On your inhale, lift your heels up as high as you can. Keep your tailbone lifting up as you slowly lower your heels back down. Feel the hamstrings lengthen. Again, inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, slowly lower. One more time. Inhale, lift up, tailbone higher. Exhale, resistance with the heels. Hold this downward facing dog. Feel your inner thighs rolling back. You're grounding down through your thumb and your index fingers. Underarms turning in towards each other. On your inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, and walk your feet forward towards your hands. Hang in ragdoll. Bend your knees so that your belly can relax on your thighs. Maybe grab opposite elbows and sway side to side. Shift your weight forward towards the ball mounds of your feet to feel your lower back release, and relax your neck. Let your head hang heavy. On your next exhale, release your arms, bend your knees even more. Inhale, slowly roll up your spine, one vertebrae at a time. Your head arrives last into mountain pose. Roll your shoulders back, flip your palms forward, stand tall. On your inhale, lift both arms above your head. Maybe gaze up. Exhale, flat back, fold all the way forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Hands can come to your shins or fingertips to mat. As you exhale, plant your palms and step your left foot far back so you're in a lunge, right knee over the right ankle. Here, you're going to come up to your fingertips or grab your blocks. You want a nice long spine here. Drop the hips a little lower. Roll the shoulders back. Collarbones wide. Reach out through your left heel. You might already feel a stretch in your left hip. Now keep the length in your spine. As you exhale, straighten the right leg as long as you can. It's okay if your legs don't go all the way straight. Keep hugging the right hip back. Inhale, bend the right knee, chest forward, left heel back, lunge. Exhale, straighten the right leg. Try to maintain the length in your spine as the legs straighten. Inhale, bend forward. One more time. Exhale, straighten the right leg. And inhale, rebend the right knee. Drop your back knee down, untuck your back toes. Inhale, lift both arms high, Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Your right hip is still back. Tailbone dropping down, ribs knitted in. Ground down the left shin as you lift up through the left hip bone. Stay for an inhale, grow taller. As you exhale, lower the right hand directly side in line with your right hip. Reach your left arm up and over. If you cannot reach the floor, bring your right hand to your block, or you can rest your right forearm on your right thigh. We're doing a side stretch, but you're still focusing on the left hip, left psoas. Inhale, lift both arms up to center. Exhale, lower your hands down. Tuck the back toes, straighten the back leg. And inhale, lift the right arm up, twist. Keep reaching out through the left heel, left hamstring reaching up, right hip rolling under. Exhale, lower your right hand down. Inhale, come up to your fingertips, gaze forward. Exhale, step your left foot forward, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Bring your hands to your hips and inhale to stand all the way up. Second side. Inhale, lift the arms above your head. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant your palm, step your right foot back, lunge. Good. Again, come up to your fingertips or grab your blocks. Roll your shoulders back. See if you can bend the left knee a little bit more so the hips can lower. Really feel the right hip open as the right heel reaches back. On your next exhale, straighten the left leg long. Keep hugging the left hip back. Inhale, rebend the left knee, lunge. Long neck, collarbones open. Exhale, stretch the left leg. And again, your left toes, your left foot can lift up so you're just on your heel. Inhale, bend the left knee. Keep reaching out through the right heel. One more time, exhale, straighten the left leg. Inhale, bend forward to your lunge. Drop the back knee, untuck the back toes. Inhale, lift both arms high, low lunge. Left hip back, right shin grounding down as the right hip bone lifts up. Tailbone down, ribs in, shoulders down away from your ears. Stay for an inhale. Exhale, lower your left hand directly side. Grab your block if you need it. Deepening the stretch in your right hip, right psoas, and of course, your right waist. Inhale, lift your arms up to center. Exhale, lower your hands down. Tuck the back toes, straighten the back leg. Inhale, lift your left arm up, twist. Roll your shoulders back and away from your ears. Exhale, lower your left hand down. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step your right foot forward, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Bring your hands to your hips and stand nice and tall. Sun salutation A. Inhale, lift up, gaze up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your palms, step back to your plank position. Inhale, in your plank, shift the shoulders forward. Knees up, or you can drop your knees lower, halfway chaturanga. Untuck your toes, straighten the legs. Inhale, upward facing dog, chest lifts, shoulders over the wrists. Exhale, downward facing dog. On your inhale, lift your heels. Bend your knees, step or lightly hop forward towards your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back to rise, arms reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart. One more time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your palm, step or jump back, and make your way to chaturanga. Exhale. Inhale, lift the chest, upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Adding on from here, inhale, lift the right leg up. Open up your right hip, bend your right knee, take ankle circles or full hip circles, moving in both directions. Keep pressing evenly through both palms. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, tap your right knee to your right shoulder, open side. Inhale, kick back. Exhale, tap your left arm, twist. Inhale, back. Exhale, knee to nose, pause. Without kicking back, step straight forward, right foot between your hands. Inhale, lift both arms up, high lunge. If you are wobbly, separate your feet a little bit side to side. Right knee tracking straight forward, slight bend in the back knee so you can drop the tailbone. On your exhale, sweep your arms back, lower halfway so you're on a diagonal. Keep the shoulders pressing back, energy through the crown of your head. Slowly shift all of your weight forward, float the back leg up so you're in warrior 3. Keep rolling your left hip down to keep your hips square. Kick back through your left heel, energy through your fingertips as well. When you get wobbly, come back to your breath. Start to bend your right knee, reach your left toes back. Inhale, lift your arms up, your back in your high lunge. Maybe gaze up, maybe palms together. Inhale. Exhale, lower your hands down. Keep your left hand down. Inhale, lift your right arm up, another twist. This time, stay here or turn your right foot out to face the right. Roll to both pinky toe edges of your feet. Drop your hips down. Your left leg stays straight as your right hand reaches back. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. Inhale, unwind, plant your palms. Step back to plank. You can either go straight to downward facing dog or take your flow. Second side. Inhale, lift the left leg up, open up the hip, bend the knee so your heel drops down to your glute, and take your ankle circles or your hip circles. Remembering to get both directions in. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale, tap your left knee to your left shoulder. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, left knee, right arm twist. Inhale, back. Exhale, knee to nose, pause, dome your back, and step your left foot forward between your hands. Maybe move your right foot out to the right a bit. Inhale, lift the arms, high lunge. Ribs in, shoulders down. Energy through your fingertips. As you exhale, lower halfway, sweep the arms back. Keep pushing your shoulders back and away from your ears. Use the energy through the crown of your head, through your spine, to shift all of your weight forward into warrior 3. Right leg floats up. Roll your right hip down, flex your right heel back. Feel your left hip, left glute hug into the midline. Neck is long in line with your spine. To come out of warrior 3, with control, slowly bend the left knee. You'll reach your right toes far back and gently lower the foot down. You're in your lunge. Inhale, lift the arms up. Sink the hips, maybe gaze up, maybe palms together. Take one more inhale. Exhale, lower your hands down. Right hand stays down. Inhale, left arm up, lift, twist. Stay here in your twist or turn your left foot to face the left. Roll to both pinky toes. Drop your hips down while keeping your right leg straight and reach your left hand back. It's okay if your hips do not hit the floor. Inhale, unwind, plant your palms. Step back to plank and make your way to downward facing dog. You can always bring knees down for chaturanga or skip the flow altogether. Inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, and this time we're going to walk forward to a Malasana yogi squat. So heels in, toes out, drop your tailbone down. You can use the backs of your arms to gently press your thighs a little further open. And I'm going to turn to face you, and I'm going to mirror you. Make sure your knees are pointing in the same direction as your toes, wherever that is. Lower your right hand down, and inhale, lift your left arm up. Now notice if your left thigh, your left knee collapsed in. Keep pressing the thigh open. It's okay if your heels don't touch the ground here. Exhale, bring your hands together, sit up tall again. Second side. Lower your left hand down. Inhale, reach the right arm up. Again, check out the right knee. Is it still tracking in line with your right toes? On your next exhale, bring your hands back together. One more time, reset shoulders back, collarbones wide, sit up tall. Exhale, bring your hands down, stretch your legs, turn your toes to face in. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. With your peace sign fingers and your thumbs, you're going to hook your big toes. Inhale, lengthen the arms, lengthen the spine. And then exhale, use your arms, bend your elbows to pull your chest down. You can bend your knees as much as you need to here. Try to keep a connection between your belly and your thighs. Weight is forward towards the ball mounds of your feet. Lift your shoulders up and away from your ears. Long neck, drop your head down. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Bring your feet together. Bend your knees, chair pose, Utkatasana. On your exhale, swing your right arm back, open arm twist. Inhale, reach your arm forward. Exhale, swing your left arm back, twist. Inhale, forward, sink your hips deeper. Your weight is back in your heels. You should be able to lift and spread your toes. Lift the lower belly in and up. Drop your hips down one more time. On your exhale, lower the hands, stretch your legs. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, make your way to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, step your right foot forward between your hands, setting up for warrior two. Back heel spirals down. Right knee is tracking straight forward as you inhale, open up the arms. Strong warrior. Notice if your right knee is collapsing in towards the big toe. Press the thigh open, drop the tailbone down, ribs in, reach out through your left heel. Inhale, reach the arms up, stand tall. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, rise. Exhale, warrior. One more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, warrior, hold. Flip your right palm up. Inhale, reach back, reverse your warrior. Right knee is still bent. Exhale your right elbow to your right thigh for side angle. Or you can bring your hand to the floor on the inside or the outside of your leg. Wherever you are, notice if your tailbone, your bum, poked back. Pull the right hip, right glute back under. Think right side of your waist forward. On your next exhale, bring your left hand to your hip. Now you can gently hop the left foot in a little closer. Maybe grab your block. Reach your right hand about a foot forward and lift the left leg up to your half moon pose. You want both shoulders stacked over your right wrist. Let the left hip open so that your left toes are facing the side. Lift the left arm up to the ceiling. Maybe turn your gaze to the left or up to your top hand. To come out of this, you can look down to help find your balance. Bend your right knee. Reach your left toes far back so you return to your warrior two with grace. Flip the right palm. Inhale, reach back, reverse again. Keep your arm lifted as you inhale, straighten the right leg. Reach back, back, back. Exhale, bump your left hip back. Reach your right arm forward and down, triangle pose. Arms and legs stay long. Same thing, you don't want your butt poking back, so pull the right hip, right glute under, reach your tailbone towards your left heel. Maybe gaze up towards your left thumb. Both sides of your waist are long. Inhale, ground down to rise. From here, turn your toes in so you slightly pigeon toe your feet. Push your tailbone down with your hands. Inhale, lift the chest. And exhale, flat back fold all the way forward. Inhale, walk forward to a flat back, lengthen your spine one more time. Try to maintain the length you've created as you walk back in, maybe folding a little deeper. With every inhale, think of lengthening your spine. With every exhale, relax into your pose. Strong legs lift up through the kneecaps, engage the quads to open up the hamstrings safely. Weight is forward towards the ball mounds of your feet. Inhale, walk forward to a flat back. Bring your hands to your hips, and inhale, stand. We're going to take this into a side lunge, 2 variations. Option 1 is to keep your feet flat, bend your right knee, and stay a little more elevated here. If you have a little more mobility, you can pull your heels in, drop down even deeper, opening up the thighs a little bit more. If you're coming all the way down, make sure that right knee is in line with your right toes. Arm variations, you can keep your hands down, bring your hands to your heart, open your arms like you did in your malasana squat earlier, or take a half bind or a full bind, whatever is in your practice. If you are all the way down, make sure your left knee and left toes are still pointing up to the ceiling. If you're elevated, you can sink your hips 1 more inch. Wherever you are, bring your hands down, pivot to face the front of your mat, keeping both hands on the inside of your right foot. Drop your back knee, untuck your back toes. You are in a lizard lunge. You can stay on your hands. You can bring elbows to your block, or bring elbows all the way down to the floor. You can also bring your hands up to your block or your pillow or whatever object you have to help lift the floor a little closer to you. Relax your neck and just breathe into your hips. If you came down to your elbows, start to press up onto your hands. Tuck your back toes, straighten the back leg. Inhale, step back to plank. And as always, make your way to downward facing dog however you like, however you need to. Meeting with the hips high. Second side. Inhale, lift the left leg high. Exhale, step your left foot between your hands for warrior 2. Roll the right heel down. Inhale, open up the arms. Left knee tracking straight forward, right heel grounding down. Energy through both arms. On your inhale, straighten the front leg, reach both arms up. Exhale, rebend your left knee, warrior 2. Inhale, rise. Exhale, warrior. 1 more. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. Flip your left palm to face up. Inhale, reach back, reverse your warrior. Keep the left knee bent as you exhale to side angle. Elbow can come to your thigh or bring your hand down to the inside or outside of your leg. Wherever you are, your left hip, left glute is hugging in. Reach your tailbone towards the right heel. Your ribs stay in as your left waist rolls forward. Maybe gaze up towards your right hand. Exhale, bring your right hand back down to your hip. Look down. You can hop your right foot in a little bit closer. Reach forward, maybe you're reaching for your block. Half moon pose. Float the right leg up. Reach your right arm up to the ceiling. Maybe turn your gaze to the right. Take your time making your way into these poses. If you ever get wobbly, slow down and come back to your breath. You can turn your gaze down, bend your left knee, reach your right toes far back, landing in warrior 2. Flip your left palm up again. Inhale, reach back, reverse. Keep reaching back as you inhale, straighten the left leg. Now bump your right hip back to keep your left waist long as you make your way into triangle pose. Arms and legs stay straight. Lift up through the kneecaps, strong quads. And ground down into your feet. Inhale, rise. Turn your toes in again. And this time, let's interlace the hands behind the back. Inhale, reach out through your knuckles, lift the chest, arch. Exhale, flat back, fold forward, bringing your arms behind your head. If this is uncomfortable for your shoulders, you can hold onto your strap here or release your arms, your hands, and bring your hands down like we did on the first side. Your legs are the same, weight is forward towards the ball mounds of your feet. Kneecaps lifted, quads engaged, neck relaxed. If your hands are interlaced, release them back down. Inhale, walk forward to a flat back. Bring your hands up to your hips. And inhale, rise. Side lunge again, whatever variation you did on the first side. So if you're going to stay elevated, keep your feet flat, bend the left knee. Your hips can hinge back, but keep the shoulders away from the ears. If you're coming lower, turn your feet out so the heels are in, toes are away, and drop the tailbone down. Whichever variation you're in, your left knee is in line with your left toes. If you expanded your arms, took your half bind or full bind, go ahead and make your way into it. If your arms are lifted, slowly release them and bring your hands back down. If you're in a higher side lunge, also bring your hands down. Pivot to face the front of your mat, keeping both hands on the inside of your left foot. Drop your back knee down, untuck your back toes. You're in your lizard lunge. Again, stand your hands, come down to your elbows. Use a block or any other object under your hands or your elbows if you need to. You might notice one side is more open than the other. That is perfectly natural. Take each side as its own. If you're on your elbows, press your way up to your hands. Tuck your back toes, straighten the back leg. Inhale, step back to plank. Take your flow or not, meet me in downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels. Bend your knees, step or lightly hop to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, flat back to rise, arms up, gaze up. Exhale, hands to your heart. A standing sequence. You can bring your hands to your hips. Ground down through your left leg as you inhale, lift the right thigh up. Notice if your right hip lifted, drop the hip down. Option 1, wrap your right hand in front of your right shin. Or, like you did earlier, hook your right big toe with your peace sign fingers and your thumb. If you have your toe and you want to straighten your leg, go ahead and extend your right leg forward, heel reaching forward. You want to keep the spine long, though, shoulders stacked over the hips. Find your balance here, and when you feel stable, you can open your right leg or your right knee out to the side. Maybe reach the left arm out to the side as well. Keep dropping the right hip down. Focus on one point in front of you. Slowly bring your right leg back to center, and we're going to switch arms. Reach your left palm to the pinky toe side of your right foot, or if your knee is still bent, it's on the outside of your right shin. Reach your right arm straight back behind you. Maybe turn your gaze to the right. Maybe look all the way back towards your right hand. Exhale, gaze forward, reach both arms up. Straighten the right leg forward if it's not. Cross your right ankle over your right thigh. Bring your hands to your heart and bend your left knee. You're in a standing figure 4. Keep the chest lifted, shoulders down. Feel your right hip, right glute opening even more. Inhale, stand, uncross the right leg. Exhale, step your right foot back just a couple feet. We're going to make our way into pyramid pose. So when I'm looking at you and you look at my legs, you don't want to be overcrossed. You want your feet separated on different tracks. Left toes are facing straight forward. Right toes are out on a diagonal. Pull the left hip back. Hips and shoulders square to the front. You can keep your hands on your hips. You can grab opposite elbows behind your back. You can bring your knuckles behind your back. Or reverse prayer palms together. Whichever variation you're doing, keep pulling your left hip back, roll the shoulders back, and begin to flat back, hinge forward from your hips. You want your legs long here. If you are hyperextended in your knees like me, it might feel like you have a slight bend in your knees. You should feel your left hamstrings here without any knee pain. Keep lifting the lower belly in and up. Keep the neck in line with the spine. If it's not already, bring your left hand to your left hip and lower your right hand straight down. If you cannot reach the floor, grab your block. Your right hand can go on the inside of your right foot or to the outside of your right foot, which will be a deeper twist. We're going into a twisted triangle pose. Keep pulling the left hip back, reach the left arm up, and then turn your gaze to the left or all the way up to your left thumb. Your hips are still square, arms and legs are long, shoulders away from the ears. From here, bring your left hand to your hip. If your right hand is crossed, bring your right hand back on the inside of your left foot. Pick up your right heel. Reach your right arm about a foot forward. Revolved half moon. Lift your right leg straight up, warrior 3 legs. You did this earlier. Adding on your twist, lift your left arm up and then turn your gaze to the left. Keep rolling the right hip down. Reach out through your right heel. Stay for an inhale. As you exhale, bring your left hand down and walk your hands in towards your left foot for standing splits. You can also have your hands on blocks here, or you can wrap one arm around your left calf, or maybe both arms finding your balance. Think forehead towards your left shin. From here, inhale, lift up to a flat back. Right leg is going to cross behind your left. Think pinky toes as close to each other as you can get them. Walk to the left and then fold forward as much as you can, thinking of bringing your nose towards your left knee. This is an IT band stretch here. Slowly unravel, walk your hands back to center, uncross your right leg, feet together. Fold all the way down, take a little stretch. And then inhale, flat back to stand tall. Exhale, hands to your heart, preparing for the second side. Hands to your hips to start. Ground down through your right foot, lift the left thigh up, and press that left hip back down if it lifted. Same thing, knee can stay bent. You can wrap your left palm around your left shin or hook your big toe with your peace sign finger and thumb. Maybe straighten the left leg forward as long as you can keep your spine long and shoulders back. Flex the heel forward. When you have your balance, you can slowly start to open your left leg out to the side. And like I said earlier, if you get wobbly at any point, slow down your breath. My foot is now chopped off, but I think you can still tell what I'm doing. Maybe reach the right arm out to the side. Slowly bring your left leg or left knee back to center, and we'll switch hands for our twist. Right hand to the pinky toe side of your left foot. Reach the left arm straight back, or you're grabbing the outside of your left shin. Keep your left hip down, and then start to slowly turn your gaze to your left, maybe all the way back towards your left hand. To come out of it, look forward, reach both arms up. If your leg is bent, straighten the left leg. Inhale. Exhale, cross your left ankle over the right thigh. Bring your hands to your heart, bend your right knee. You're in your standing figure 4. The deeper you bend your right knee, the easier it is to balance. Inhale, rise, uncross. Step your left foot back just a couple feet for your pyramid pose. Again, feet are on separate tracks. Your right hip is pulling back. Shoulders square to the front. And you can take the same arm variation you did on the first side, or you can try something different. Wherever you are, start nice and tall. Long spine, long neck. Actively keep hugging your right hip back as you flat back forward from the hips. Feel the right hamstrings here. If it's not already, bring your right hand to your right hip. Drop your left hand down, grab your block if you need it. Left hand on the inside of your right foot or cross it over to the outside of your right foot. Keep pulling your right hip back as you reach your right arm up and then turn to gaze up towards your right hand. Twisted or revolved triangle. Exhale, bring your right hand back to your right hip. Left hand is on the inside of your right foot. Pick up your left heel, reach your left arm about a foot forward, and float the back leg up. Revolved half moon. Warrior 3 legs, left hip rolling down, left heel reaching back, right arm up to the ceiling. Turn your gaze to face the right. Exhale, lower your hand down and walk your hands back towards your right foot for standing splits. And again, you can wrap your right arm around your right calf, maybe both arms, forehead towards your shin. Inhale, walk forward. Lower the left leg, cross the left leg behind the right, trying to line up your pinky toes. Walk your hands to the right and fold forward, bring your nose towards your right knee. Unravel, walk your hands back to center. Uncross your left leg so your feet are together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back to rise, arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Pause here and take a few breaths, connecting back in. If you set an intention, connect back in with that. Come back to your Ujjayi breathing. Inhale, lift your arms high. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, and take your final flow to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale your right knee to your right wrist for pigeon pose. Keep hugging your right hip back as you lower your left thigh straight down. Untuck your left toes. Just like lizard, you can stay on your hands. You can bring your elbows down to a block, elbows down to the ground, or you can reach your arms all the way forward like we do in child's pose. Relax your neck and breathe into your outer right hip, right glute here. Slowly begin to walk up to your hands if you're not already. Now tuck your back toes, straighten the back leg, and you have to push into your palms. We're going to just plant your right foot down. So make your way right into a lunge. Drop your left knee, untuck your back toes, and inhale, lift your arms up, low lunge. From here, clasp your hands and actively push your palms down into your right thigh as you lift up your left hip bone. You should feel your left hip open up even more. Keep your shoulders back and away from your ears. Lift the lower belly in and up. You can stay there or drop your left hand down and take a quad stretch by bending your left knee and reaching your right arm back and around. If you have your foot, release it. If your hands are on your right thigh, bring your hands down. From here, begin to walk your hands back as you straighten your right leg for a half splits. If your spine is rounding to reach the floor, bring your hands to blocks. If full splits is in your practice, go ahead and slide all the way down into your full splits. Keep hugging the right hip back so the hips stay square. Start by sitting up tall, stacking the shoulders over the hips. And then you can make your way into any variation. I like to fold forward. Some of you might be walking your hands out to the side or back and taking a little arch or a back bend. Anything your body is asking for right now. If you're in a half splits, keep hugging the right hip back and flexing the right toes back towards your face. Use your inhale to lengthen your spine and your exhale to fold forward. From here, we're going to make our way to down dog. Half splits, start to rebend your front knee, walk your hands forward. Full splits, tuck your back toes, push into your palms, and see if you can step straight back to downward facing dog. Shake out your legs, and we'll go right to the second side. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, pigeon pose first. Left knee to your left wrist. Hug the left hip back as your right thigh lowers straight down. Stay on your hands, come down to your elbows, or reach forward. Use a block if you need to. Slowly begin to walk up to your hands if you're not already. Tuck the back toes, push into your palms so you can pull your left foot back underneath your left knee. Stamp your left foot down so you're in a lunge. Drop your right knee, untuck your right toes, and inhale, lift the arms up. Start by interlacing your fingers, bring your palms to your left thigh. Push down into your left thigh as you lift the right hip bone up. Lift the lower belly in and up, and feel your right hip open. If you took your quad stretch on the first side, bring your right hand down, bend your right knee, and reach around with the left arm. Try to keep your shoulders away from your ears. If you have your foot, release it. If your hands are on your thighs, bring your hands down. Start in your half splits by walking your hands back and straightening the left leg. Make sure you're not sitting back on your right heel. Keep the right hip stacked over the right knee. Grab your blocks if you need them. Flex your left heel forward. And then if full splits is in your practice, go ahead and make your way into your splits. Keep hugging the left hip back. Start by sitting up tall. Take an inhale, and then you can stay or take whatever variation with your upper body that you did on the first side. from your half splits or your full splits, begin to make your way into your downward facing dog. And shake out your legs. After you shake out your legs, take a moment of stillness in your downward facing dog. This is your last one for the practice. Notice how it feels compared to your first one earlier. Your hamstrings are probably a little more open. Heels might be a little closer to the ground. And then slowly drop your knees down. All right, guys, we are going to come into a frog pose. I'm going to turn to face you. And depending on what you're practicing on, if you're on a carpet or something that's not so comfortable for your knees, you might want to turn sideways so that your legs stay on your mat. Slowly begin to inch your knees farther and farther apart from each other and let your hips drop down. If you're on a hardwood floor, it could be nice to have your knees directly on the floor because they'll slide out easily. Now make sure your feet are not still together. They don't need to stay together. Open up your knees so that your heels can open up and be directly in line with your knees. Toes are pointing or flexing out to the side. Neck is relaxed. And this pose can be a little bit tough to breathe deeply in, but try to slow down your breath and use your exhales to relax deeper into your hips. Slowly begin to press up onto your hands if you're not already, and little by little walk your knees back in. Maybe shake out your legs a little bit, rub them out. And then sit one hip to the side and swing your legs in front of you. All right, I know you can't really see my legs right now, but I'm going to be opposite of you. So reach your left leg out to the side, bring your left forearm on the inside of your left leg, keep your right hip down as you inhale, reach your right arm up and over. So you're going to feel a side stretch through your right side waist. Some of you might be able to reach for your toes, but you don't have to. You can just keep that right arm nice and long. You can gaze up or gaze down, whatever is more comfortable for your neck. Inhale to sit up tall. Now keep your legs as they are, but square off the hips. So pull the left hip back so that you're facing directly towards your left foot. Inhale, lift the arms. Twist to face the left leg and fold forward, Janu Shirsasana. Left hip back, right shoulder down. Inhale to rise. Keep your legs as they are. Bring your right hand behind your right hip. Push down into your right palm. Lift your hips up. Open up the chest. Big front body opening. Exhale, sit back down, and we'll just switch sides. Start by opening your right leg far out to the side. Pull your left heel in. Bend the left knee. Bring your right forearm to the inside of your right leg. Keep your left hip down as you inhale, lift the left arm up and over. Again, you can keep the arm long or reach for the toes. Think of reaching your right waist forward and up. So chest up towards the ceiling or the sky if you're outside like me. And inhale, sit up tall. Square off your hips, pull the right hip back. Left foot is still on your inner right thigh. Inhale, lift the arms up. Twist to face the right. And drop your left shoulder down as you fold forward. Inhale, sit up tall. Bring your left hand behind your left hip. Inhale, push down to lift up. Open the hips, the chest, the whole front body. And then exhale, slowly sit back down. From here, we're still seated. Bend both knees. Bring the soles of your feet together. I know you can't see my feet or my hands, but your hands can either go on top of your ankles or slide them underneath your ankles. Exhale, flat back forward from the hips, and let gravity and maybe a little bit help of your elbows to press your thighs open, hips open. Inhale to sit up tall. Bring your feet together, your knees together, feet planted. Reach your arms forward and roll down your back one vertebrae at a time. Once you're down, hug your knees in. Take a few rocks side to side. You can continue rocking with your knees into your chest, or if you want to take one more hip inner thigh opener, happy baby. You can stay still, you can rock, you can open your legs side to side. And slowly bring your knees back together. Squeeze your shins in, curl up into a tight little ball after all of the opening we've done today. And slowly make your way into your final resting pose. Try not to let your hands, your feet, or anything touch anything. Palms face up to the ceiling, to the sky. Eyes are closed. Let your breath become natural and allow yourself to fully relax. Shavasana. Slowly start to bring awareness back to your breath. Bring movement to your fingers and your toes, wrists and ankles. Rock your head side to side. As you inhale, reach your arms up and back beside your ears, full body stretched to the tips of your toes. Exhale, hug your knees into your chest, one final squeeze. Carefully roll to one side, pausing in a fetal position. And with the help of your hands, press yourself up to a comfortable seat, keeping the eyes closed, palms on your lap, spine tall. Exhale everything out. Slowly take a deep inhale through your nose, lift your arms above your head, pause at the top. Open mouth, exhale, hands to your heart. Bowing our chin to our chest, with love and gratitude. Namaste.